is this the stuff that I'm also hearing Nick Saban wants to fix or lead on this? I'm still looking for the leader to try and figure out where are the guardrails here, man.
Good luck on that, because it's still so evolving. Like all the stuff we just talked about, and I thought about this with Stroud, especially because, you know, he's a Southern California kid who went there and really blossomed. And, you know, like if I was Ohio State, and I'm not saying they're not doing this, but I was like, especially now, I mean, he's been a phenomenal first season, you know, and did all this amazing stuff. Has been really good in front of the camera on top of it. Like, these are the things that you should be not embracing, right? And not just celebrating, embracing. And I wonder, though, is like, what took them so long to kind of get it sorted out?
Because everyone's doing it for the first time, I think. You know what I mean? Like, this could be a template. Like, I don't know how many programs are reaching out to their stars in the NFL who are, you know, making a killing on a second overall contract.
LSU wins the national title when Joe Burrow is the quarterback 4 years ago. And I remember it was Odell Beckham Jr. is like literally throwing cash around after the game. And it's like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Right?
We talked about that with Patrick Queen a couple weeks ago when he zoomed in. And I asked him, like, you know, Odell's your teammate now, huh? Were you one of the guys who put a few $100, you know, put some money in? He'd laugh. He's like, basically, was like, well, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, even today.
There is a guy you work with over on the NFL side who was a great receiver at Miami.
Yes.
You should ask, pick his brain and say...
Let me look at who I work with. I don't know who you're referring to.
Pick his brain on this. Like, you want to talk about, like, Ohio State's had three miserable years of like incredible success. Yet on the other hand,
yes,
we know the elephant in the room. Go ask somebody, like, you have all these Miami guys in terms of, like, it has been a dark, it's like 20 years or whatever it is, where other programs, because that is a place that did not have the kind of boosters. The one booster they had was not even like a Miami, you know, booster guy. He jumped in and then ended up, you know, with a Ponzi scheme, and they got in a lot of trouble for it.
I think I saw 30 for 30 on that, right? I don't know, but okay.
But the point of it is, like, there's a lot of programs that could leverage this stuff if they can get it figured out. And I think the challenge is for them to get it figured out, to get the egos in the right place. When I say the egos, I mean the collective egos, like the people who are running it. USC has 3 collectives. I think there's a lot of probably well-intentioned people that are all kind of, you know, kicking each other in the Achilles along the way. Ohio State has 2 different collectives. Like, I think it's not uncommon for that, but it's like, this is the level of dysfunction. I think before we get to the part that you were asking about, where the leadership and where are the rules and where are the guardrails, because the guardrails question has come up for 4 years now. But it's like, now there's different, before what happened, and it's interesting the timing of this, because just in the last few days it's come to light that the University of Florida is under investigation for a quarterback recruit who they, you know, initially were going to offer $13 million for. And then the NIL contract completely fell apart. It was completely dysfunctional in terms of dysfunctional on the agent side of what he was working with, and dysfunctional on the Florida collective side. And there was, you know, maybe there's some really dubious things that had gone on there. The kid ended up, you know, signing with Arizona State, but Florida is now getting investigated for it. And I think what happened back then, which is not that long ago, it was 2 years ago, was the collective people were taking the old model, throwing money at high school recruits, where the hit percentage of how good those kids end up being is still pretty slight. It's maybe 25% in that ballpark, as opposed to now the money people have figured out, let's go throw the money at transfers, because those guys are proven. It's way different to have high school film than it is to have college film. You know, there's no way, barring an injury, Caleb Downs is not going to be a great player at Ohio State. The kid who's in high school, who is thought to be really good, there's a lot of those guys who end up being disappointing.
That's the crapshoot, I guess. I'm just saying, you know, I don't have a problem with the kids making money at all. I just don't know if I'm ready. Maybe I need to get ready. Not how much the kids make. That the teams, these programs that have the best collectives, are going to be the ones that succeed the most. It doesn't matter about facilities, doesn't matter about school, doesn't matter about recruiting acumen, doesn't matter about the X's and O's. It's just that if you get the collective part down right now, you now win more than those who don't have the collective part down. And there's no rules essentially about the collective significantly that everyone can play by the same standard.
Some of that stuff, though, Rich, was happening underneath the table with recruiting
exactly.
for years.
I understand that. When it was about recruiting, it's about, how much was in the paper bag underneath the table. I understand that. And it's more out in the open now, which is cool. I'm just waiting for the rules. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.